Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Mizzle Dub Show. Live. We are here.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
He's here. I'm here.
One
No split
screen. This is real. We are live. So please do chime in. Anyhow, 14 teams started with the dream. As the tournament started this past Saturday, 14 teams started. Now we're down to the Elite Eight, if you will. So we'll just kick it off. Unfortunately, I was not able to watch the game as I would like to watch the game, but I still was able to watch the game as my beloved team took care of business, which much to his disapproval, but nonetheless, it was quite nerve-wracking because, again, as I've said so many times, it's very hard to beat your division opponent 3 times in a season.
Yes.
Very rarely does it happen, but the Niners took care of business, did what they needed to do. Although in the first half, Seattle gave them everything that they needed to handle. They even took the lead at the half, had a 1-point lead at the half.
Which was shocking.
But DK Metcalf, who overall had a fantastic game, was getting off. Him and Travarius Ward, which was the matchup to watch.
Yes.
DK Metcalf was cooking, if you will.
Yes, he was.
He finished with a very nice game. He had 10 catches for $136 and 2 TDs. Although the second TD didn't mean much, but DK Metcalf for his first playoff game was absolutely cooking. But again,
Dynamite.
the question was, would Brock Purdy show his rookiness, for lack of a better term,
Per se, yeah.
which at times in the first half he did look like a rookie.
Yeah.
Passes were behind. Perfect example, he had Juwan Jennings open in the end zone.
Wide open.
Threw it too late. The defender was there to make a play.
Yes.
Niners had to settle for a field goal. But for those that have watched the Niners all year, they have been a very good second-half team. They have been very good at adjusting. And Brock Purdy showed why he has been dynamite since he's came in the first half against the Miami Dolphins when Garoppolo hurt his foot.
Yes.
Threw for over 300 yards, ran for a touchdown, threw a couple of touchdowns. McCaffrey got off. Some would say this was the Deebo Samuel type game, and well, Deebo does what Deebo does. So thus the Niners put up a 40-burger on the Seahawks in the rain, beat the Seahawks 41-23. McCaffrey, 15 carries for $119. Deebo, 6 catches for $133 and a touchdown, to which he catches the ball and he does what he does best.
Yeah.
Yards after the catch.
Could nobody tackle him though? Like, why did he look like a pinball? Just bing, 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 bing. Could nobody? Terrible defense by the Seahawks, if you ask me.
But kudos must be given to the Seahawks because they are trending and they are going in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
The only question is, will they bring back Geno Smith? From how the locker room and how the team reacts, the team has shown that they want him back.
He should. I think he deserves at least another year.
Geno says he wants to come back.
Yeah.
And like I said, you got a monster with Kenneth Walker III, which we knew what he was going to be because we saw him playing for Sparty in East Lansing.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention if they decide to make it a two-headed monster with Rashad Penny because Rashad Penny is not no slouch.
That's right.
So you
He's coming back off injury.
So you got 2 monsters there, and of course you know who DK Metcalf is.
Yes.
You know who Tyler Lockett is. And Noah Fant can still play tight end. So it's the cupboard is not empty in Seattle.
Yeah.
I think they'll get back before the Rams do because I think the Rams are really about to really go through a rebuild.
Well, the division is going to come down to you and the Seahawks, I believe. Especially with the Cardinals firing Cliff Kingsbury. They look like they're, a rebuild year.
Correct. Not to mention Kyler Murray won't probably be back till half the season.
Yes.
This upcoming season.
Yes. And then you got the Rams. I'll just leave it at that.
Well, Sean McVay said he was returning.
It doesn't matter.
I get that.
Doesn't matter.
I get that.
How many first-round picks do they have?
Well, again, they put everything on the table to get their 1 trophy. So they got their 1 trophy. So enjoy that 1 trophy, Inglewood, because who knows when we become relevant again. The second game of Saturday night, as we were making our way back here.
Oh, my God. Did anybody in America predict that to happen that way? I sure the hell didn't.
Now, we both picked Jacksonville to win.
Not like that, though.
Not like that.
Not
okay.
like that
so, for those that didn't watch it, Everything that could go wrong for Sunshine in the first half went wrong.
Yeah.
As he threw 4 interceptions, and it seemed like every time Asante Samuel Jr. just seemed to be the recipient.
He was on them like glue.
Of Sunshine's giving.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers, once upon a time, had a 27-0 lead.
Took a 27-7 lead in half.
Took a 27-7 lead at the half. Justin Herbert was lining it up as only he could do. Austin Eckler, all he did was just find the end zone.
That's all he does.
That's all he does is just find the end zone.
Get yardage and get touchdowns.
But as one of our friends of the show, Brian Sullivan, said, as we talked about on Sunday, he said, the drive that Jacksonville had when they scored, it looked like they were building some momentum. And we said, if they get close, they got a shot. Now, again, the Chargers went up 30-14.
Yes.
Then Jacksonville got within 10.
Yes.
As Zay Jones threw a touchdown pass to Trevor Lawrence, a la Steve Sewell to John Elway, which Zay Jones has been a tremendous picker for Jacksonville.
But he's been that since
he's
been in the league. I mean, he was a great pillar for the Raiders.
Yes,
he made a lot of clutch catches
yes, he did.
In the times that we need him. So I'm not shocked seeing what Zay Jones is doing. He probably has a command of that locker room.
Just the interview that he had, talking about how the leadership of Sunshine and how he just did not lack confidence.
Yes.
Which a lot of credit goes to Doug Peterson. But then again, as we
Clemson.
said,
he was doing this at Clemson.
But then again, as we said, when Doug Peterson got the job,
yes, they will be relevant.
We said they're going to be relevant. We
didn't know it'd be this fast.
They won the division. That's all you need to know.
Right.
And I mean, the Titans had a lock in the division for many years.
Yes.
And rightfully so, because Mike Vrabel's a good coach, has that team well coached, and the Titans will be back. Don't. This division, at least for the next 2 years, may come down to Jacksonville and Tennessee.
Houston's going backwards. They don't know. They can't keep a coach. The Colts.
Why would anybody want to go to that organization? That is the Houston Texans.
Well, because they want a job, possibly, and it's a chance. But I tell you what, if I'm of this color, and I see Houston Texans on line 3, I ain't answering. You're not about to pony me. You're not about to put me as face, talk about you did the Rooney Rule, and then you're gonna go hire somebody else. No, it's not happening.
As much as I'm going to be saddened, even though he has rightfully earned the right to be a head coach with the job DeMeco Ryans has done.
Oh yeah,
I know he's played for that team and is very good NFL career as linebacker.
Don't take the job.
Don't go to Houston, DeMeco. Go to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Go.
Hell, go to Arizona.
No, I don't want to see him twice a year.
Well, anywhere but Houston.
Anywhere but the Houston Texans.
Anywhere but Houston.
Don't work for the McNair family. Don't do it.
Please.
Don't do it. But anyhow, Christian Kirk catches a touchdown pass, and then at the end of the game, Riley Patterson kicks a game-winning field goal, and as some say, the Chargers were chargering. Now, we said that Brandon Staley was going to lose his job, but Nostradamus over here said that the decision to play Mike Williams in a meaningless game against the Broncos, to where you were not going to change seating, you knew you were going to play Jacksonville all week long, nothing was going to change, you decided to play Mike Williams.
There was no need for it.
Mike Williams gets hurt. Mike Williams did not play in the game.
And your production in the second half went down because the Jaguars defense adjusted and they figured out what to do.
Which was shadow number 13, Keenan Allen.
There it is. They'll live and die with Eckler. I mean, you'll live with that, but you don't want to be beat by Keenan Allen. But Everett was getting off.
Yes, he was.
Everett, that tight end, was getting off.
He had 6 catches for $109 and a touchdown. Even though Keenan Allen still had a solid game, 6 catches for 61 yards.
Quiet.
10 yards a carry. But Zay Jones had 8 for 74. Christian Kirk and a touchdown. Christian Kirk had 8 for 78 and a touchdown. But where have you been, Evan Ingram? In purgatory in East Rutherford, New Jersey, comes to Jacksonville. He learns how he decides he wants to catch the ball again.
Well, he was utilized properly in this game.
Yes, he was.
I mean, he was everywhere. Every time you looked up and Lawrence was on the move, he was throwing right to Ingram, and he was helping his quarterback out, as you should when he's on the move. I mean, the Jacksonville can be scary. And they did beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. So,
not to mention, Travis Etienne had a 20 carries for $109. So, not to mention, there was balance by the Jaguars. So, the Jaguars went by 1. So, Jacksonville gets to take another trip back to Arrowhead in Kansas City. Then we come to Sunday, which was some very entertaining, close games. Now, me and him both predicted that we thought the Bills would slaughter the Dolphins, considering Skylar Thompson.
Hold my beer. That's what the Dolphins said. Hold my beer.
Skylar Thompson, third string,
right,
gets the start. It wasn't snowing in Buffalo, which was rare because the weeks prior it was tremendous amounts of snow everywhere in Western New York.
Yes,
the sun peaked out in Orchard Park, New York. Bills got out to a quick 14-0 lead, and then Josh Allen, for the rare time, decided he wanted to be a giver and gave the Dolphins free gifts. And the Dolphins eventually turned into field goals, but then the Dolphins tie the game, but then the Bills take a lead into the half. Then Big Man with Football gives the Dolphins the lead.
Yes.
For a brief period of time, but then Cole Beasley said, "Hi, remember me?
Yeah, I'm here.
I can still run the slant route very well and still can get yards after catch."
You put it on me.
His touchdown gave the Bills a lead, and then Gabe Davis, as Tony Romo gave him the moniker, Big Game Davis, showed himself again and
with
caught with the toe tap, the toe drag swag.
Toes.
He was tremendous.
Yes.
Stephon Diggs had a very quiet 7 for 114. So, yeah, exactly.
We were watching the game, right?
We were
watching the game.
Yes,
we watched the whole game.
Yes, the whole game. Yes. But yet,
I think every time I looked up, it was only Gabe Davis really catching the ball.
It seemed like it, but Stephon Diggs quietly had 7 catches for $114.
Sheesh.
But in watching this game, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle,
a lot of drops.
And
they did not help their quarterback.
They did not help out Skylar Thompson at all. And Skylar Thompson did put some throws right on the money. But,
granted, on a few of those drops, there was some good defense played, though.
Correct.
They did get the paw in there and knock the ball out, which you're supposed to do as a defense. But there was some clearly flat out just bad drops in that game. Just flat out.
Allen threw for 352, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
And a giver.
And he was a giver. And he also got sacked 7 times, right? Yeah, some sacks by the Dolphins defense. But hey.
But let me say something about the Dolphins, okay? They had a chance to win that game.
Yes, they did.
I blame McDaniel
his clock management
and then some of his questionable play calling. And then I also throw it on the young man. That last interception he threw in the back when he was they were backed up. He shouldn't have thrown that.
No.
And that shouldn't have been the call. It should have been either you're going to do something like that, screen pass, draw play, get yourself some room, punt the ball because your defense was playing good.
Yes.
So then you backed your defense in the corner after that interception. But other than that, McDaniel called a great game. He kept his team in it. And you can see he's a genius because he has called plays for at least 4 quarterbacks this year. Teddy Bridgewater, Tua, Thompson, I believe it was one more that played, and he got hurt. I can't think of his name right now.
I know.
But yes, he has called play, and all the quarterbacks have performed. So you can see that once he gets himself together, that don't sleep on the Dolphins now. It can still be the Jets and the Dolphins and the Bills in this division.
Well, definitely Miami is trending in the right direction. There's no question about that.
I mean, they did go toe-to-toe with the team that should have been the number 1 seed.
Well, yeah, they did beat them once in Miami.
Yeah,
had a chance to beat them the second time. Actually led in that game.
Yes.
Before the Bills kicked the game-winning field goal.
Yeah. There
possibly could be a difference if Tua is playing, which Mike Minow has said Tua is our starter going into 2023.
As it should be. He showed flashes. I mean, a lot of people. What was the talk when they traded for Tyreek Hill? What was the joke?
Can Tua give him the ball?
Well, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle damn near both had. I think Hill had over 1,700 yards receiving.
Correct.
I believe Waddle had close to 13, maybe a little over 13. Because him and Tyreek are both in the top 5 because Devontae Adams is the number 3 receiver. Yes, I did throw in a Raider quote there. You damn right. But
to piggyback on what you said in receiving, Tyreek Hill 1710.
Mm-hmm.
Waddle 1356.
Damn, I'm good. But anyway, if they had a decent running game too as well though. They basically ran the same offense that your team is running. But with a little tweak.
But the only thing that bothered me was is Raheem Mostert almost had 1,000 yards. I think he ran for in which he didn't play at all in the game.
Well, I believe he got hurt. Or was it a coach's call?
No, I think he just didn't play. I don't know what the reason was, but he had 891 yards. Almost average 5 yards carry. I just don't understand why they don't utilize it more. But again, I like the combination of him and Jeff Wilson Jr.
Yes,
them coming together for a full season. Dolphins might have a very strong running game going into 23 to take the pressure off of Tua.
Yeah,
to where
8 in the box opens it up for Tyreek Hill and Waddle, which you're going to have a safety over top because you respect their speed. So,
which means Gesicki can get up down the seam.
I mean, wow. I mean, we're not offensive coordinators, but we do watch a little football.
No. Now, with that said, Dolphins finished 9-8. At one point in time, we're leading the division. At one point in time, them and the Eagles were the last two remaining undefeated teams. So I think Miami will bounce back. I think they got the right hire, Mike McDaniels.
Yeah.
And I think they're only going to get better. Not to mention they'll have Bradley Chubb for a full season.
Yeah.
In 23.
Yeah. And I think they got some money to spend too.
Yeah, they have some money.
They'll see a lot of free agents will look at what the Dolphins did this year and be like, okay, I could possibly be that piece to help them get over the hump. So yeah, I wouldn't, and that it seems like everybody wants to play for that young man out there, the coach, and he I guess he relates to the players, so that's also good.
Well, when you look, some say he looks like a nerd coach. Well, the nerd coach did very, very well
for his first season.
Yes, well,
I agree.
The next game, you heard it on the Mizzle Dub Show. We said if there was to be an upset, if there was possibly one road team that can win a game on Wild Card Weekend,
they wear these colors.
We picked the East Rutherford Giants.
Oh yes,
with the upset.
Oh, Danny, are we going to call him that again now? Is he Danny Dimes?
I still call him Eli Manning's son because he looks like he could be Eli's son. But
are we back to calling him Danny Dimes now?
Well, he was certainly slinging it on Sunday, wasn't he?
Oh my goodness! And what a blessing to have 2-6 in the backfield.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley said, "Hi, I have returned.
I'm still that guy.
This is my first playoff game.
Yeah, I'm still that guy.
And my legs feel fine.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
He was tremendous.
Very.
Scored 2 touchdowns. Daniel Jones threw for 2 touchdowns. Daniel Jones was 24-35 for 301 yards and 2 TDs and ran for a TD. And
she had 70 yards rushing?
78 yards rushing. He was the leading rusher.
And they were design run plays too. They were not even like he was scrambling. He was getting first downs. What did he average? What was his average? He at least had the
average
4,
run.
4, 5.
Let's take a look.
Close to 5, maybe.
He was rushing wise. He was 4.5. 4.5 a carry. 4.6
That's
a carry.
Quarterback.
That's a quarterback.
Getting loose.
To which we said he's now earned the right to get an extension from the Giants.
Yeah, I believe they are. I think they're already in negotiations with that already. I could be wrong, but I believe they said they have discussed bringing him back. I mean, he hasn't done nothing wrong, if you ask me.
No. Well, I mean, you only throw 5 interceptions all year long.
That's taking care of the rock.
Yeah.
He was happy last year. He was giving.
Yeah,
he was giving.
Yeah.
So that's good. That means something is the OC or whatever, the quarterback coach is working with him and it's working.
Well, again, as we said, whatever Brian Dabble was selling,
the
locker room bought him.
Yeah, they're running through walls for him right now.
Well, I mean, the perfect example. Steve Slayton was open, dropped the ball. Brian Dabble went right to him, consoled him, said, "Hey, I'm still going to need you. I'm coming right back to you." And Slayton had some very big catches for the Giants. But also Isaiah Hodgins was big. He had 8 catches, $105, had the touchdown. Slayton had 4 catches for 80 yards. Yes. Saquon, 5 catches, 56 yards.
I'm that guy.
To go with his 53 yards rushing and his 2 rushing touchdowns. So, and it's not like that Kirk Cousins was 31 of 39 for 273, 2 touchdowns.
Ooh.
Didn't turn the ball over.
Ooh.
But it's just when the Giants need to make a key play on fourth down stops, they did.
Yeah.
And that pretty much was the difference in the game. I mean, the difference in the game was 7 points.
I think that might have been the best game of the playoffs.
It probably was because it was
was
scoring in every quarter, but the Giants scoring 14 in the first made the difference.
Yeah.
And the Giants will get another shot as they now take on the Philadelphia Eagles for a third time.
That's going to be a good one.
And
I think Dabo might have him. You know, as you say, I don't have the Eagles getting to the Super Bowl. So this could be that game to where I don't know.
Well, here's how the Giants won this game on Sunday.
I would say with a lot of consistency of how they kept the ground and using
it was, but
Daniel Jones's legs.
It was, but it also helps when you go 7 for 13 on third down.
Oh, so you're keeping your offense on the field,
and not to mention both times they went for it on fourth down, they converted.
Oh, okay.
So you're talking about third and fourth down, you're combined 9 for 15. You'll normally win a lot of games if you can do that.
I do agree with that one.
They held the Vikings to 4-10 on third down, so you're extending third downs.
Yeah,
and your defense is getting off on third down.
Yeah.
So
that's a good balance right there.
So the Giants have a very good chance to possibly upset the Eagles.
Would we be shocked though?
No, we wouldn't.
The coach, like we just said a second ago, the Kool-Aid, it must be great. It must be red.
It's going to be
it's something.
It's going to be very hard to pick the coach of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I do think Brian Dabble should win it.
But you could also say Doug Peterson.
Him too.
You know,
McDaniels with the Dolphins.
For sure.
It's
shit. You could even say Zach Taylor again.
Yeah.
I mean, just the consistency. I mean, nobody would not ever say Brandon Staley. If they say Brandon Staley should be coach of the year, you're not watching football. I would not ever want to hear.
And he's keeping his job.
He's keeping his job. The whole staff is staying intact.
That's odd. That's
wait.
Wild.
You see, my team blew 4 double-digit leads, 4-5, and we trying to take his head off. These Inglewood fans, they didn't even show up at the parade, bro.
That's all you need to know about Los Angeles sports fans.
The Los Angeles fans didn't even show up to the parade for the Rams.
Unless you're the Dodgers or the Fakers.
Hell, even my team. They're showing up for my team.
Oh, LA will always show up for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, if and when the Raiders win the Super Bowl, I guarantee you Los Angeles will make the drive to Las Vegas.
I'll be there.
To take over the Strip.
I'll be there.
I know you would be.
I'm just going to say, pick me up.
Get him from the airport.
I'll call Mom's first. And
give him from Harry Reid Airport.
Yes, indeed.
So the final game, another division rival, the Bengals and the Ravens went at it.
A lot better than what I thought it would have been.
Yeah. Some people thought, that
game was a lot better than I thought it would be, honestly.
Well, Huntley was not bad.
No.
But I do think if number 8 plays.
Well, I don't think it would have been 24-17. I think the Bengals would have had to put up more points because you're taking away a dual threat quarterback. You can use his legs, he can throw the ball, he can run the ball. I mean, the Baltimore Ravens don't pay Lamar Jackson, like I said on previous shows. My brother asked me, if it ain't Derek Carr, who? If it ain't Lamar, I'd rather ride with DC, but now we letting go of DC. So if it ain't Lamar, I'm going to ride with Stidham. Drop the quarterback, let Stidham teach the offense. Boom, Stidham can go back to being clipboard. You know? So.
Well, again, another reason why the Bengals won this game. 7 of 13 on third downs. You keep drives alive.
That's like 58%.
That's a very high. That's a very high.
Close to 60.
That's a very high percentage.
If you're rounding up, it's 60%.
And the Ravens were 3 of 11 on third down, but they were 2 of 3 on fourth down.
That don't matter. That 3-11 on third down, that does not win you games.
That is not.
That means your offense is not on the field.
And on the field.
And your defense is getting tired.
But oddly enough, it came down to another big man with football to win the game for the Bengals as the Ravens were actually driving to take the lead.
Well, hell, they had an opportunity. The guy didn't just get his hands under the ball on the tip drill.
Yes.
That's wow.
Well, first off, it was a great play by Cincinnati to tip the ball in the air.
Yeah. Agreed.
And the hometown kid who grew up a Bengals fan, Sam Hubbard, was Johnny on the spot. And again, big Bengals fan, Sam Hubbard was Johnny on the spot. And again, big man with football, ran the length of the field. Damn it, give that man some oxygen as he went straight to the tank after he scored. But the Bengals do get the win 24-17. And, well, we said we thought that the Bengals and Bills would finish their game. They're going to get the chance to finish their game. But this time, it's at Orchard Park, New York. We're going to preview that game after we get to today's game. The Jekyll and Hyde Bowl. That's what I've been calling it all week because we kept saying we don't know which version of either team was going to show up at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Well, tonight, I was shocked because the Arlington Cowboys look like the Arlington Cowboys that won 12 games and not the team that laid an egg against the Commies back on New Year's Day. Dak was very, very impressive. You got the good Dak Prescott today. He was 25 of 33, 305 yards, 4 touchdown passes, and
a hell of a bootleg.
The naked bootleg, a lost art in football.
Just like the screen pass.
I know a lot of people want to call Brady the GOAT.
Then what is he? If he's not the GOAT, then what is he?
I call him he's the greatest winner of all time. I'll give him that moniker. I'll say he's the greatest winner. Yeah. I mean, he has more rings.
I'll tell you.
He has more rings than 2 franchises. But
this is what I'll say.
Okay,
GOATs don't get caught cheating.
Goats don't get caught cheating. Mm-hmm. Goats don't deflate footballs. Mm-hmm. Goats don't lose to a backup quarterback in the Super Bowl. Mm-mm. Goats don't lose to Peyton's little brother twice. Mm. Which one of those times you were 18-0.
And you cheated through one of the years.
Well, that's more on Belichick, but yes, he was part of that. Okay, yes, you have 7 rings. Yes, you have more rings than the Steelers and your former team that you were a part of.
A poor sport.
Yeah.
You're a poor sport, dude.
You went straight off the field when you lose. Mm-hmm. Don't do that.
Mm. And LeBron does that.
Yeah, he does.
No, man, we're not talking about LeBron. Never mind. Don't get me started on McFloppy. Shout out to Cuzzo.
Yeah. Or as he would call the LaFloppians. Don't ever get him started because he would just go off on the whole LaFloppian thing. It's quite the hilarious thing. Shout out to Mr. Monroe, who's probably doing the produce thing with the milk tonight. So be safe. Anyhow, Tony Pollard had 15 carries for 77 yards. Dalton Schultz, the tight end, was busy putting in the work. 7 catches, 95 yards, 2 TDs. CeeDee Lamb with a TD, Michael Gallup with a TD. But seriously, when you're asking a quarterback to throw the ball 66 times.
That's 45 years old.
66 times.
You're not winning the football
Brady
game.
threw the football, which there was no balance on the run game, even though I think they kind of went away from me. I mean, White had 7 carries, 41 yards.
He was getting loose there in the second quarter. He
was getting some space, but it's just
they went away from it.
The Buccaneers' offensive line has been crap for most of the year. You just got your All-Pro center back today. He hasn't been playing most of the year.
I don't even know why they did that.
I don't know.
I don't know why they did that. That's almost like.
But again, but as we said when we previewed, we said you got to know where number 11 is in silver and blue
all time.
And Mr. Parsons made himself known tonight as expected. And again, the thing with Brady has always been you get pressure with 4, you have a shot.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys kept getting pressure with 4. Kudos to Dan Quinn for calling a heck of a defensive game plan.
He had it boxed out.
Yes, he did.
There was no Leonard Fournette couldn't do nothing. I mean, you didn't hear Mike Evans' name until
late in
the game. I mean, Godwin was getting his, but I believe that was the game plan. They didn't want Mike Evans to beat him. And Brady was not on target.
No, there was a lot.
There was a lot of balls. Even when there was no pressure, they were hitting the ground. So I'll just say this: with that game, if it goes how I want it, thank you, Cowboys. If it wasn't you guys, and he happened to go to Santa Clara, I wanted somebody to punish him into retirement. And the way his press conference sounded, it could have been just a goodbye to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but it sounds like there's some thinking going on up there. What do you think, brother?
Well, it definitely sounds like he definitely will not be back in the pewter.
Yeah, he's not coming to the pewter no more.
He's not coming to the pewter.
No.
But again, here's my question. Whatever team he wants to go to, do you have the capital to put an offensive line in front of him?
Well, Vegas don't.
That's
Vegas don't.
That's the only question, because Brady is a statue.
Yep.
A defender gets anywhere near him, he's going to take the sack
And try to trip you.
That too. But anyhow, I definitely think he will be back. I think he should retire. But again, as I've always said, if it's still in you, get everything out of you, because the one thing you don't want to do, which is what Giselle tried to do before the divorce, was trying to force him to retire when the fire still burns. Because again, I guarantee you, if things happened to Michael Jordan, he probably would have played all the way straight through until he was done.
Yeah.
But
hence, that's why he played with the Wizards,
because it was not out of him
in that season. Because he carried that team on his back, because he was playing with a bunch of young, like first to 3 season. Yeah, I think it's just Brady needed to just ride off right here. You got 7 of them, bro. What else are you trying to prove?
Yeah,
you don't get broken up. You're almost 50.
Yeah.
You got kids.
You've accomplished everything that you possibly could accomplish. Even if you did get caught cheating and the NFL did nothing to, because the NFL loved Bob Kraft for whatever reason. But that's a whole other story for a whole different day. But
please stay away from our Raiders and retire. Thank you very much.
He has been saying that ever since they even dared to go with this rumor. The thoughts of they're going to pursue him aggressively, this, that, and the third.
I don't understand as a Raider fan that you would accept that. Yes, I want to win. I want to win so bad, but not with him. Not with him.
He has made that clear more than once.
Don't want it.
And for that matter, because they're mentioning my team at 49 Centennial Boulevard.
Yeah, let him come home.
No. Yeah. He can go home, but he can go home to his house.
Yeah,
No.
That's his dream.
They can get there without him, as has been proven with Mr. Irrelevant. I would rather take my chances with Brock Purdy or Trey Lance.
If by some spitting chance that I was a Niner fan, I would agree to that.
Don't mess up that locker room. That locker room is tightened, and that locker room, and I know the locker room loved Jimmy, and they rallied behind Jimmy. But that locker room has rallied behind that quarterback from Iowa State.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Named Brock Purdy.
When the rookie walked up to a veteran by the name of Big Trent Williams and got in his mug, and Trent didn't do nothing, but was like, you know what? The young man had a fire. He was amped up. It wasn't like it was disrespectful.
And Trent Williams went to straight pancaking folks.
Exactly. So to go a rookie to go up against a veteran like that, yeah. He got the locker room. Yeah. Just stay out the NFL, period. Don't go mess up somebody else's franchise. Just go home.
Again.
Just go home.
You got Fox paying you money.
$375 million.
A nice amount of money to go.
I'd rather listen to him on TV. You right. Yes. I would like to see Dapper Tom. Yeah. I don't want to see uniform Tom. I don't need to see.
So put on the suit and tie. Put on the blazer.
Man, put the blazer on.
Put the blazer on.
Commentate.
Put the blazer on home and hold a mic.
Be Romo, and you know what? So yeah. So you can critique his mic skills. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on. Stay away from organizations, Tom.
It's time.
It's go be with the kids. But I'm gonna tell you why he unretired. This I explained it while we was at the parents' house today. He retired. He walked in that house. He was sitting. Them kids was going crazy. Giselle was like, do this, do that. He had a honey to-do list. He was like, you know what? I'd rather be at fall camp.
I'd rather be at training camp.
Yeah, I'd rather be at training camp. I'd rather have 300-pound men tackling me instead of being in his house with these kids. That's what happened. Because look how quick he came out of it. It was 45 days?
Yeah.
It
was not a very long retirement for sure, yes.
That's a couple of months. That's what? That's a month and some days.
If that.
He was like,
I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't do it. No.
It was the kids, man.
It was the kids.
Or the wife.
Or the wife. But I think it was more so Giselle than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, so tremendous win for the Cowboys.
Yes.
Even though we did say if the Cowboys lost, we think Mike McCarthy was losing his job. So we're down to the final 8. Divisional weekend is upon us. So
football goes so fast. I miss it already.
Yeah. But thankfully, we got 2 spring football leagues to help ease
that band-aid a little bit.
Yeah, that'll put a little ease on the tension.
That band-aid until the draft.
Yeah.
And when the draft is around, that means mini camp is coming up around. So, yeah.
And the day when they announce the schedule, which we already know.
Well, this is going to be tough because there's 2 games that I want to go to in Vegas. One is the Steelers. You know, I got family members that are Steelers fans, and they're from Southern California, so I would love to go there with them. And those Jets.
Of East Rutherford, New Jersey.
The Jets. So, yeah. But let's get to the preview of the game.
Well, on someone's personal holiday this upcoming week is the first part of the divisional round. As we get the Chiefs and the Jets.
We have football on my birthday too.
We do.
Let's
yes.
Go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. So, 1:30 p.m. on NBC.
Time?
That is us time. 1:30 Pacific time. We do get the Chiefs and the Jaguars in a rematch from back in November, which the Chiefs won by 10, 27-17. Jaguars is muchly improved from this game.
Yeah.
I think they'll give Kansas City a better dose, but beating the Chiefs at Arrowhead is just
coming off a bye.
Hard to do. And plus, we all know how Andy Reid is coming off a bye. Andy Reid is almost batting 1,000 when it comes to
he doesn't lose.
He hardly loses after a bye week.
Yeah.
I think Jacksonville will make it close, but I think the Chiefs, I would say by 10 will probably, get the win, but I think it will be a hard-fought game. I think Jacksonville will give them all they can handle, but I think at the end, the Chiefs will advance to another AFC Championship game.
I really despise picking this team.
I know you do.
Moving along.
That's all he has to say. Well, I'll say this. If Etienne gets off with the run game and Ingram gets off and Sunshine does not be in a giving mood, Jacksonville will have a chance.
Well, they're battle tested, I believe.
Yes,
I think they'll be ready to take on the elements of Arrowhead. The game won't be. I don't think the game will be too big for Trevor Lawrence because he played in the ACC and he's played against Alabama, and Alabama is probably the next closest NFL program that I believe Alabama can probably beat some of these NFL teams right now.
I think they can beat the Texans.
Shit. Could beat the Raiders in the second half.
Oh my goodness!
In the second half.
Oh, he went there again.
Keep it real.
The second game on this guy's birthday, this upcoming Saturday, as we will be watching his beloved Sixers take on the Queens of Sacramento.
Let's go.
So he gets to see his beloved Joel Embiid live in the flesh, in living color, if you will.
First time.
So the Giants live in the flesh, in living color, if you will.
First time.
So the Giants and the Eagles
in
Philadelphia meet again. Now,
I don't know who to pick on this one.
Well, I'll say this. It was a tremendous battle.
Yes.
The last time they played, which the Giants didn't play anybody, but the score was 22-60 in the final game. Now, obviously, Giants didn't have their starters in. They'll have their starters in this time.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is back. Looked kind of rusty in the final game of the regular season.
That's why they probably played him and prepped him for this one.
I agree.
Get the body ready.
However, with that said,
yeah.
It is always tough to see your opponent 3 times, your divisional opponent 3 times
for
in
sure.
the season. And I just think the Giants have a damn good chance to win this game. I really do. Because again, when you see a team 3 times in a season, your divisional opponent, it's really not about scouting report.
Yeah.
It's more so of, okay, which out of the 2 can execute their game plan and who takes care of the football better.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Both quarterbacks can use their legs. Got somewhat of a decent defense. Giants coming off a big win against Vikings. Eagles with a bye. Man, you know what? Let's. I'm feeling somewhat lucky. Let's go with the Giants. Yeah, I think they can do it.
Oh, you got the upset. Oh my!
I think the Giants can. Maybe what a field goal. I think the defense will get them off the field, and I believe Danny Dimes got his. Yep, we back to call him Danny Dimes. So
impressive.
I think the Giants can do it.
Very, very impressive. Well, a part of me wants to root for the Giants because I just love the job what Brian Dabble has done,
and I believe he's the coach of the year.
He's got my vote. It's just, who do you trust? Do you trust Jalen Hurts or do you trust Daniel Jones?
Well, if they come with the somewhat similar game plan that they executed against the Vikings, just 2-6 back there doing what he do, I think they can just pull it out. Just with the running game. Keep the passing game somewhat simple. Stay away from number 2.
Yeah.
That would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah, do you want to stay away from big play Slay? That's for sure.
And if you can contain the Ndamukong Suh in that defense a little bit, you might. If their running game is on point, I believe they can get it done. Because they'll inch the safety down a little bit. The linebackers will be peeking more in the backfield a little bit more. So, and the way Daniel Jones was throwing the ball, they were coming out fast. There wasn't a lot of behind the receiver. They were on point, hitting the target.
Hitting him right in stride, yes,
so,
absolutely.
If he stays that consistent,
right in stride, yes,
so,
absolutely.
If he stays that consistent, it'll be a hell of a game. And I believe it will come down. I believe the Giants will make a defensive stop. They'll drive the field. They'll get in field goal range, and they'll win the game. Walk off.
Oh,
walk off.
He's calling a walk-off field goal.
Forget overtime.
Oh my! He said there would be no overtime. It had been such a good story. Oh, this is.
Wouldn't it?
It would be. It would be.
This ain't the first time that we have seen a number 1 seed fall.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
And
it's a lot of pressure on Philly because Philly, for the most part, for the most of the year, looked like they were the best team, and then they struggled when Hurts was not there.
And they've let some teams that they're supposed to beat hang around.
Correct.
And a lot of their games have been close. They have to pull it out their posterior. So I think they'll come with a good game plan, and you're going to have to account for Leonard Williams.
Him and Thibodeau.
Exactly.
If they're both getting off, that's going to be a problem.
That's what I'm saying.
That's going to be a huge, huge problem.
So whoever, and I'll just say this: I'm picking the Giants, but I'll just say this: whatever defense shows up, that's who's going to win the game for their team. It's going to be the defense, not more so per se the offense, just taking the game over.
Well, moving on to the juicy matchups on Sunday.
Do I gotta pick these games?
Well, we're not going to talk about that game yet.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I know, but the game where we thought, they get to finish where they left off.
Yeah.
The Bills and the Bengals.
Which was shaping it to look like it was going to be a good one for that number 1 spot.
Yes. So the Bills and Bengals reacquaint themselves. And this time they will get it on, but this time it'll be in Orchard Park, New York. And again, this might be the toughest one to pick out of all of them.
Well, not for me.
You're still going with the Bills.
I'm telling you. I got something in my cup?
No. Hey, we both picked the Bills to be the AFC representative.
Yes.
So I'm not going against it.
I'm just gonna make sure when I say what I say, I got a little something in my cup so I can rinse out the filth.
Oh boy. Anyhow, I'm not going against. Like I said, we picked the Bills to be the AFC representative.
Yeah.
We're not going against that, but we both wouldn't be surprised if the defending AFC champions.
Because I believe that the Bengals got that taste in their mouth for that Super Bowl. They know what it takes to get there. I think Joe Burrow knows, like, okay, I know what now the next step that I need to do. And I believe Joe Mixon going to be that boy. But I'm not going against Josh Allen. Yes, he had those turnovers. He'll correct that. But even before the incident that happened with these two teams to where the game got canceled, I did pick them to get to the Super Bowl. But now, with that incident, I know we spoke upon it, so I'll be short. Man, it's Hamlin gone. He gonna guide them, man. They're playing for more. They're playing for him, and they're also playing because the Bills are almost there.
Yes.
They were also, they are like, okay, we figured out, we got there. Now, I believe we know what it takes to get over that to get there. So now you put that together. Oh man, it's about to be one hell of a game.
But I will say this: Joe Burrow doesn't know how to win on the road in the playoffs.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And that's one thing that Cincinnati does have going for them is Burrow is not overwhelmed by the moment.
No, the moment doesn't get too big for him.
The hostile crowd will not get to him because Bills Mafia is going to come out in full force.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of tables broken that day.
With fire on the table.
Oh, man. With a person on the table, too.
That, too.
Yeah.
But, again, we picked the Bills.
So are you sticking with the Bills?
Oh, yeah, I'm sticking. I'm not going to – I picked them to be the AFC representative. I'm not going to get –
We did that in the beginning of the season.
Yes, we did.
We picked that. So
I'm not going against – going against that now.
And I would not be shocked if the Bengals do pull it out, because I believe that they, like I said, they've been there, so they already know what they need to do. It's the same recipe that got you there last year, just with a little tinker here or there. So, but I'm still riding with the Bills, man. I just, it's the moment is bigger for them right now, and they're playing with a lot of emotion, and you can't go against that.
I agree. Well, I got my wish. It just feels right when these two teams play together in the playoffs. It just does. Much to the chagrin of him, because he really does not want to talk about this game. Because for one, he is married to a Cowboys fan.
By default, I'm supposed to pick them,
which he still might. I don't know who he's picking.
I'm not going against my. I told you I got my cup ready to speak on the filth that I'm about to say. So let's continue.
For the 9th time in history, one of the great.
What's the record?
The Cowboys have the edge in the record. They're 5-3 in eight previous playoff games against my team. But the Niners did win the most recent one, or the most recent two the Niners have won. So in this series, the Niners have won 2 straight, winning the '94 NFC title game and winning last year's wildcard playoff game in Arlington 23-17. So. And even when we were driving back up here talking about doing the show, the question was the performance that Dak Prescott did tonight. Can he do that again against the number 1 defense in the NFL?
It won't be easy.
It will not. And like I said, anyone that has watched the Niners all season long, they have been a very better second half team in the second half. I mean,
and not with that, they also know when they always make the right play when it's needed. In the moment.
Correct.
I.e. overtime against the Raiders. Bosa was, you didn't hear Bosa's name all game. Bosa's name all game long.
None.
But when the moment was needed for him to make that play to get his team over the hump,
he made the play.
Just the defense, your defense knows they're D'Amico Ryan's got those guys tuned.
Well, again, you go back to the third quarter against the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
The score in that quarter was 7-0 49ers, but the key play was Charles Omenihu, the strip sack. Bosa recovers the fumble. The Niners never look back.
Yeah.
And the Niners outscored the Seahawks 25-6 in the second half. Like I said, if you watch the 49ers all year long, with the exception of the two games that they clearly got outplayed, the loss to the Falcons and the loss to the Chiefs, those are the only two games they really got outplayed.
Mm-hmm.
They gave away the game against the Bears and the Broncos early in the season. But if you follow this team, mostly in the second half, with the exception of the Raider game where they just gave up points on premium, normally in the second half, the Niners have been on lockdown defense in the second half.
Yeah.
And again, anything could possibly happen when it becomes the Cowboys and the Niners in the playoffs. They have given us some tremendous classic battles. One matchup you talked about, which is going to be a huge matchup, is Big 71 against number 11.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Micah Parsons against
Big Trent
Williams.
That's
going to be a nice. huge matchup. And again, the other question is, can Mike McGlinchey? And I know a lot of times with the faithful, he's been the scapegoat, per se, because sometimes he has looked horrible.
Oof.
Can McGlinchey contain or help contain DeMarcus Lawrence? Because we know that's going to be a battle between Parsons and Trent Williams.
Most definitely.
We know that. Can Diggs cover Debo? Or can he cover Brandon Ayuk? Because Brandon Ayuk has gotten tremendous in his route running.
Well, it's going to also be Christian McCaffrey versus Van Der Esch.
Yeah.
You know, the linebackers.
The linebackers, yeah. I mean,
this is going to be a chess piece.
It is going to be a chess match.
It's going to be Kellen Moore versus Kyle Shanahan.
Yes.
And who is the better? And you got Dan Quinn versus,
D'Amico Ryans. Yes.
So you got great defensive coordinators. You got two great offensive coordinators. I mean, in a great mind, well, your head coach, but he's also the play caller.
Yes.
And then, you got Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore going against D'Amico. Shanahan going against Dan Quinn.
Which they know each other from their days in Atlanta.
Exactly. So he knows what he thinks.
Yes. And they used to practice against each other every day. So
don't abandon the run. That's all I would believe. Well, okay, here we go. I did predict the Bills and Niners to be in the Super Bowl.
Yes, you did. He just did a Kniff, folks. That's what that was.
Get that filth out the mouth real quick.
Well, obviously, you know who I'm picking.
Yeah, so this is my Super Bowl prediction is the Bills and Niners. So
the Swami Super Bowl that he's been wanting for so many years when he was doing.
He's been calling this Super Bowl since I've been watching him on SportsCenter.
Correct.
And on prime time.
Well, like I said, he's been calling it for like 5 straight years. It just never came into fruition, but it might come into fruition this year. Obviously, McCaffrey is going to need a big game.
Yes.
Like I said, Brock Purdy is not fooled by the moment. He's not overwhelmed by it. And again, like I said, which Dak Prescott are you going to get? Are you going to get this Prescott that we got tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you going to get the Dak that performed against the Commanders? You never know.
Yeah.
You never know which version of the Cowboys you're going to get, because you can get the Cowboys that just demolished the Vikings, or the Cowboys that demolished the Buccaneers tonight.
That hopefully retire Brady.
He'll put emphasis on that. Or is it the Cowboy team that laid an egg against the Commanders, or that blew a lead and lost in overtime to the Jaguars?
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get.
No consistency.
All I know is the Cowboy fans and the Niner fans are going to go at it all week long.
Oh, stay tuned.
It is going to be tremendous sports talk radio. Because, like I said, this is Steelers and Raiders, Cowboys and 49ers, 49ers Packers, 49ers Giants. It's some of the greatest rivalries in playoff football. You look at the tremendous rivalries in NFL playoffs. Like I said, Raiders and Steelers is right there. One of the most physical, intense battles ever. Heck, even the Raiders and Dolphins in the playoffs.
Yeah,
it has been some tremendous matchups. Vikings and Cowboys historically. Again, the Cowboys and Niners, the Giants and the Niners, the Packers and the Niners. It's been some battles. It's been some wars. I mean, heck, even the Cowboys Redskins playoff games have been wars. So again, it's a very common matchup. I think this may come down to a game-winning field goal from Robbie Gould, because obviously the only thing that went wrong for the Cowboys was Brett Maher missing every single extra point, with the exception of one in tonight's game. To which I'll be surprised if he is still on the roster when.
No, they're searching for a kicker right now.
Having tryouts in Frisco, Texas for a kicker to kick against the 49ers.
Jerry was on the phone after the second one. Let's get this together.
But I think the Niners do get the win. I think it'll be a very close game, because normally just how it is when it comes to the Cowboys and Niners. But I think this is where the run. I think this is where Mitchell and McCaffrey just carry the load and take a whole bunch of load off of Brock Purdy. I just do. So if we're putting this together,
would you host the NFC Championship game?
If the Giants upset the Eagles, yes. The Giants would be coming to the East Rutherford Giants would be coming to Santa Clara if the Giants upset the Eagles.
It'd be nice for you guys to go to Philly. Yeah, but I'm still sticking with the Giants winning the game.
Well, like I said, the Giants, Cowboys, and Niners, and the Giants are probably those three teams that possibly could go into Philly and win if it came to that.
Agree.
I agree. It wouldn't be a surprise. So, obviously, if the Chiefs beat the Jaguars, we know that the AFC Championship game is going to be in Atlanta at the Bird's Nest in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, no.
No, it'll go be in Arrowhead.
No.
Then they just set up the neutral site. Just think it was supposed to be if the Bengals and Bills got into the AFC Championship game.
No. Let's go back to the rule.
I believe if the Bengals and Bills met each other in the AFC Championship game, it will be at the neutral site. But if the Chiefs hold on, I think they still get to keep the.
Let me check that. Hold on. Let me.
Well, as my brother get the facts on what we're talking about, I hope everybody's enjoying the first ever live show of us. This is something that we're going to work on more, but just to give a try. So we would love your input. We know you love the one
screen show,
but this is something different that we're giving a try, the live, and we're going to try to figure out how we can do it when he's not here. So just work with us. I know the lighting is not perfect. We didn't set it up, but we wanted to get a show in before the night was over. So yeah,
live and living color.
Yeah, it's pretty much color. What sucks is that you can see the background. You can see the back of our heads,
and my shiny head at that.
Now you know you're gonna get Debo to comment on that.
Well, better that than trying to be like LeBron James and try to keep what I got left. But that's another story for another day.
I don't understand why he wears the do-rag. It puzzles me why he wears the do-rag. He ain't getting waves on that ball spot up there.
You got me.
I can probably give him some of my hair. It's a lot of it. Still no information yet?
Okay, so it's saying that if it is a Bills-Chiefs AFC title game, that it would be in Atlanta.
Oh, so no matter if it's the Bengals or the Bills? So the Kansas City ain't hosting the AFC Championship game?
No, they would not be. No, unless...
Oh, that sucks.
Here's the kicker. if Jacksonville pulls off the upset, then the Bills or the Bengals, the winner of that, would host the AFC title game against Jacksonville. So there wouldn't be no neutral site if Jacksonville pulls the upset.
So Jacksonville has to beat
the Chiefs
for no neutral
site. Yes.
So they gift wrapped the Chiefs with the number 1 seed, but took away home field advantage from them. Is that what it basically I just got?
That's what it basically sounds like. Yes. Because it did say that. Well, but it only says if it's Bills versus Chiefs. So possibly if it's Chiefs versus Bengals, there still might be a chance it might be an Arrowhead.
See, that's what I thought I was trying to get right there. Okay, well, hey,
we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's all we can do is just watch the game,
and then we will report what we know.
That is also a fact.
Well, it just seems like that if the Chiefs get to the AFC Championship game, no matter who they play, it's going to be in Atlanta. If anybody else wins besides the Chiefs, so the Chiefs have to basically just lose.
To not host the AFC to not host the AFC title game if it's not the Chiefs or it's not the Bills, yes. Okay. If that makes any sense. It's like I said, the whole situation that happened in Cincinnati just really kind of just made things kind of unique and
yeah. And it's who cared about that game and how the seeding took place on that night. So
yeah.
This is where we're at. This is what we're doing. So if it works for NFL and it gets it right, whatever, just play football. That's where I'm at.
But damn it, don't let the refs decide the game. Let them play. Let them play. Let them play. Damn it, let them play.
I really dislike when the refs get their hands in things and especially the missed pass interference in the Saints game, the Rams and the Saints. I mean, come on now. Like, really?
And there were some calls missing tonight's game between the Cowboys and the Buccaneers.
Yes. Few holdings.
Yeah.
PI. It wasn't a roughing the passer on Dak. I don't know where that was, but whatever.
I don't know.
Explain to me what roughing the passer is.
That part. Anyhow, we thank you for watching this very live YouTube edition.
And wait, it will be another one.
There will be another one.
Yes.
So just stay tuned. But for those that are watching, we hope you enjoyed this live edition from YouTube Studios, courtesy of Fuck Them Kids Productions.
You're damn right.
But anyhow, so we're down to the final 8, and we certainly hope you enjoyed the divisional round as much as we will be enjoying the divisional round.
Oh, yeah.
In addition to celebrating this man's birthday coming up on the 21st of January, which is 5 days from now.
Woohoo! That was real excitement.
Okay.
Yeah. That wasn't no sarcasm right there.
Okay,
that was real excitement.
So that was passion.
Yeah, that was passion.
Okay.
It just wasn't the big passion like sparkly things popping out on somewhere, whatever.
There'll be some big passion on Saturday. That's for doggone sure.
Oh, Sacramento, get ready. I really don't like too much about Sacramento, but my Sixers are coming into town, and I'm bringing that Philly fandom.
He is indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that said, folks, we thank you for watching this live edition of the YouTube channel of the Mizzle Dub Show. So again, for our subscribers, we thank you. We appreciate you. Again, feel free to leave any comments you want to leave. So with that said, he's Mizzle. I'm Dub.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is 5 o'clock some damn where.
Damn
Cheers.
Right. Wow. Let's ask more questions.